Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name's Lee. Right, in this video I want to talk about Omicron, the new variant of coronavirus that's circulating. Now the reason I want to talk about this in this video is I was browsing through my Twitter timeline earlier today and I saw a couple of posts sort of people talking about how this new Omicron variant will affect China. And it was almost as if they were kind of saying, oh, will this be the end of China? Will they be able to, contain Omicron? And there was a number of tweets and posts that were suggesting that China have been lying about the numbers and that it's not true and that coronavirus is widespread here. Well, the first thing I can tell you is that is absolutely not true. Apart from the first few months a couple of years ago where there was more severe lockdowns, life has been pretty much back to normal here. Travel's been pretty normal, as you can see from our main channel. Me and Ollie have travelled extensively throughout China during that time. Yeah, it's a bit more of a pain in the ass, and at times where they have outbreaks, they might have a handful of cases here, a handful of cases there. You have to go through a lot of coronavirus testing, you have to show codes and that. So it makes travel a bit slower, and yeah, it sometimes is a pain in the ass, but I can go out here without really any worry of getting coronavirus. Everybody wears masks. There's still social distancing to some extent, although that's not really needed. Whenever there is a handful of cases like they might discover 2 or 3 cases in an area, they'll mass test that area, they'll quarantine people, there'll be a massive track and trace. If one of those people has been on a train or a bus, they will trace all the people that were on that same train or bus because they use this QR code system to track and trace. So they've pretty much got it nailed down. And I think that will be the same with this new Omicron variant. Things have tightened up a little. And I think Ollie is going to do a more in-depth video about that on our main channel at some point, so look out for that. But yeah, I mean, and the second thing I want to talk about here is that I think, wishing this on China is really not a nice thing. I think you've got to remember, although at the start of Trump's trade war, there was this whole thing about, oh, we're going to decouple from China. The reality is that never happened, The West is still extremely reliable on goods that are manufactured in China because they don't have other supply chains for those goods. And, there was a lot of hot air about, all the supply chains moving out of China. Well, I can tell you that's just not happened. And you've got to remember who supplies all your PPE and a lot of your medical equipment to your hospitals. And the last thing you would want is for the virus to be rampant here in China, because then, you've already got supply chain issues now, which is causing inflation in your countries. You just imagine if it took off here and it was rampant here now. Just to give you a comparison, as I make this video, there are 810,000 deaths in the United States. There are 147,000 deaths in the UK. Now, if we put that on a similar number of the population, fatalities here in China, you would have upwards of 3 million people dead. That's a huge amount. And on top of that, you would literally have, factories closed left, right and centre because so many people would have the virus. Recently in the UK, the City of London declared a sort of emergency state simply because they were finding that there were so many hospital workers, emergency service workers, maybe off because they had coronavirus. Now you just imagine if that happened here, how much that would affect the world. So I'm telling you, you really don't want coronavirus getting out of control here in China. And I strongly believe that they won't let that happen. They will take the right measures to make sure that doesn't happen. Anyway, let me know. This was just a quick video to give you an update on the situation here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But as always, for now, take care.